Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast, episode 127. Tonight, we are going to recast Lord of the Rings using Nintendo characters, plus answering your community questions. We are doing all of that and more. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo pals. It's me, Andross, and I'm joined each episode of the Nintendo Pals Podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship, by my fellow Nintendo pal, Micah.
Yep.
And I do that intro differently every time. Keep people on their toes. And speaking of keeping on your toes, Micah.
Am I about to be surprised?
You're about to be, yeah. You're about to be surprised by my random question.
I was typing that into an AI right now.
No. Come on. What's something you learned last week?
I learned my memory isn't very good.
That's pretty great. My memory isn't very good either, because I actually had this random question generator idea like 3 episodes ago. I was like, I should start, instead of asking Micah what he did this last week, because you never say anything. You're always like, oh man, nothing
I don't
new.
do anything ever.
I don't do anything. I'm gonna start asking you randomly generated questions.
The podcast ends, I just go into hibernation mode.
Power down. Yeah, you just stay there. He's actually an animatronic. There. That's. I'm gonna start doing that potentially if I remember.
Good luck.
But Micah, but you know what I do remember? Every episode is to talk about what we do. Every time we put out this show, our goal is to try to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. And we do that through getting 5-star reviews from you, the listener, by leaving us a 5-star review on podcast listening platforms. The websites, the algorithms, the giant company overlords that oversee the content and feed it to the people go, this is good. We will feed it to the people. And we need your help to do that. We can't do that ourselves. We can't give ourselves 5-star reviews. It's unethical, first off, and second off, we can only do it one time. So, I mean, we can make multiple accounts, I guess, but so could you, and that's a good idea.
I don't know how ethical asking people to do that is either.
Well, okay. You can have one account, but you can leave it on different platforms. The platforms you can leave us 5-star reviews are Podchaser, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Audible. And I'm going to highlight Audible again here, guys. Audible needs some love, all right? If you have an Amazon account, you have an account with Audible. It comes with it. I think you get maybe don't quote me on this, but I think you get some benefits as an Amazon Prime member with Audible automatically. So you can just use the same account. You don't have to set up a new account with Audible or whatever, as long as you have that already, and then you can go in and you can leave not 1, not 2, but 3 different categories of 5-star reviews. It's the content. I've just got to look it up because it's kind of weird. Overall, you can leave 5 stars for overall, 5 stars for performance, and 5 stars for story.
Story, you say?
Story. And so we have four or 5-star reviews there, but wouldn't that actually be 20? Or no, 12. 3 times 4, 12. Yeah. I did that math weird.
They don't also have a section for math.
Yeah. Listen, that's not part of the that's not part of the performance or story. Don't dock our stars because I can't do math. You're here for Nintendo, and we'll deliver on that. So what do you say we get into delivering on that, Micah? Let's jump into the first segment of our show, and let's talk what you making. Alrighty. Micah, do you have anything you want to highlight that you have been making this week? Or not that you have been, or that you're planning to?
Like I always say when you ask me these kinds of questions, no, not really.
Well, I'll leave you to talk about the community game night coming up.
Okay, yeah, we're going to have one of those.
Throw me a bone here, man.
Well, I don't want to talk about it right now because you're about to talk about what you've been making.
Community.
You want me to talk about it right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
you're going to be streaming it, so you are making something for it.
I'm going to be streaming it. That's news to me.
Okay, well.
Yeah, game night, community, Fall Guys, all in, 8 o'clock in some time zone. What more could you want?
I love it. It's intriguing. It's
Eastern
enough
time, right?
It's every detail, but just enough to intrigue. Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to stay mysterious.
So if you are not a member of our Discord community, you should be. The links to that are in the description of the episode. It's a fantastic place to be, and that is where we're coordinating the community game night. However, we will be streaming it, so anybody that doesn't have Discord or doesn't want to join up our Discord, because I get it. You don't want to be in too many Discords. Ours is the best, but maybe you have other ones that you're particular to. You like a lot. It's fine. Just tune in that night on Twitch, or if you're a YouTube or not YouTuber but YouTube user, All In will be streaming it on YouTube. So this is a combined thing with our buddies from the All In, a Nintendo podcast. Yeah. Cool. I don't know what I was going to say next.
So much extra information.
Yeah. On your thing that I tossed to you to talk about. This will be happening.
Now the mystery is gone.
Yeah, Thursday the 26th. So if you're listening to this episode when it goes live, it is today. But if you're, and this is just a plug for future game nights, we're gonna be trying to do these like once a month, community game nights. So, should be a fun time. Nintendo Pals community, join up. Discord. Oh, Micah, thanks for telling us about what you're making. I guess it's my turn. I'll talk about what I've been making.
I'm making all sorts of things.
Okay. I am working on lots of projects at the same time right now. This week, I filmed all the footage, or streamed all the footage for a video that will be like, how long does it take to touch grass in every Legend of Zelda game? So that's my plan, to bust that out this weekend, hopefully, and get that uploaded. I also still have in the works the Zelda, but if I say Link, I wax my leg video. And we have 2 AI invasions that we're working on editing down right now. So those will be a ways out, but those will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, or to my YouTube channel. And yeah, so a lot of videos upcoming. It's just like getting the time to edit them down. And I've been working on some behind the scenes kind of stuff. I think I'm going to talk with Micah about it more in the Pals Plus. If you aren't already checking out either the live streams or subscribe to us on Patreon, that is where you can listen to Nintendo Pals Plus, the show after the show. right now we are making episodes of like podcasts that are releasing 3 days a week. I mean, we are podcasting machines at this point. It's pretty great. It's pretty cool. Pretty fun. Anywho,
Yep.
I think that's. I feel like I had something else I was going to highlight that I was working on making, but oh well, it'll come to me next time. Next week I'll talk about it, I guess. So with that, let's jump into the next segment of our show, and this is the segment that is led by you, the community. We asked you to ask us questions, and we answer those questions in the community corner. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first week in a long time that I actually had to post and go, "Hey, anybody got any questions for us?" And I got several responses for questions that had either like that had been asked already, and I was like, "We just answered those." People are like, "Man, I'm so behind on podcasts." Everybody got behind over the holidays, right? And they're trying to catch back up.
Everyone has to deal with their families and whatnot.
Here's
instead of
what
listening to podcasts.
Yeah, here's what I've done is I skipped all those ones that came out over the holidays. I'll go back to them if I have time, but I'm just like, get me back to the current so that I am not behind. And if I miss something exciting and cool, that's unfortunate. Sorry, everybody, but that's just the way it be. But we got a bunch of questions. So, Micah, you want to ask the first one?
Yeah, first question is from Presto. The classic, what was the best game that came out in insert year here, which is 2007?
We're on 2007 this week. This is a toss-up for me. A little bit. I've got two that I'm running pretty close.
Interesting.
But I think I got to give it to Mario Galaxy.
Not too shocked there, but what was your number two?
Pokemon Diamond. But I think Platinum is a better version of that game.
Would you say Pokemon Platinum is better than Mario Odyssey? Not Odyssey, Galaxy.
That's a very hard call. I'm glad I don't have to pit them against each other. Because there is a Platinum, that just edges out Mario for me.
I mean, that doesn't mean that Platinum would just be that much better than Galaxy.
Yeah, here's the thing. I just have a really strong emotional connection with Pokemon Diamond. I played that at a time and while going through some things in my life that just I don't know, it's sort of comfort food of gaming for me, where Mario Galaxy I think is definitely the better game, but I don't quite have the same emotional attachment to it, if that makes sense.
I suppose.
Yeah. That's just me. So I feel like there is that bias there with Pokemon Diamond. Mario Galaxy is just so good. And then when I first beat it, and then you unlock Luigi, and then you get to play the whole
and it gets even
game
better
again. Yeah, it's so great.
And then you get that picture.
It's classic. It's
all worth it.
It's a certified classic. Great game. So that's my pick. 2007 Mario Galaxy.
I got a couple honorable mentions.
Okay.
Got a Super Paper Mario. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's a good game.
And then one that probably few people have heard about, Ghost Squad, which was actually an arcade game that was remade-ish, or ported, I don't know, to the Wii with its fancy aiming controls.
Ghost Squad.
See, Third Strongest Mole knows what I'm talking about.
I forgot. Yeah, we played a bunch of this.
Yeah, it had so many branching paths you could take in each level, and you could increase or decrease the difficulty, which actually changed things more than I thought it would at times.
But I'm gonna pause you right here. Is there a fan or something really loud in the room that you're in? Maybe that's what I'm hearing. When you're talking, there's a buzzing. Mm.
I mean, it's kind of a buzzing, but that's from like my water heater off in the
Oh.
distance.
Oh, okay. So maybe that like kicked in or something.
It does seem a little louder than usual.
Yeah. Okay. That.
But I
Anyways,
mean, I'm surprised
hey,
it'd be getting picked up. It's not that loud.
for the audio like the audio listeners. Hey, I notice this stuff. Okay, I try my best. we do what we can.
And then we don't do anything about it.
That we don't do it well. Like I have a dynamic microphone, so my microphone is like it won't pick me up if I'm this far away. Like
It picked you up, you liar.
how quiet is it though?
You sound normal.
Do I? Whoa, that's good.
I mean, not quite normal. It actually almost sounds better back there, not gonna lie.
When we recorded the our streams here using your microphone, my computer, because it was close to my computer, you could just hear it. It was such a loud buzzing sound. And I'm glad that I'm back to my microphone, but we couldn't do that. We tried it with both of us on this mic. It's a solo microphone. It's not designed for multiple. Anywho, total side tangent here. Best.
Yeah, you're trying to
your
distract from how great Ghost Squad was.
Ghost Squad was great. Is great. Agreed. Hard agree. What were your other? You had one more honorable mention, I think.
No, that was it.
Super Paper Mario,
Super
Ghost
Mario,
Squad?
and Ghost Squad. Yep. And then I got a tie for first place. Who could have guessed?
Oh wow!
Who could have guessed?
Who could have guessed?
What
I could have
are
guessed.
the odds?
You are not.
It sounds
to
like
say.
you. It sounds like you didn't guess, since you thought I had one more honorable mention. But tied for number one, I got Super Mario Galaxy,
Oh wow!
and of course, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
It's so lame. Why can't you just decide one? I could have set a tie for first place with Diamond and Mario Galaxy, but I chose.
But Mario Galaxy is obviously better than Diamond. No offense.
Is it also obviously better than Metroid Prime 3?
You shut your dirty mouth.
So are you saying Metroid Prime 3 is better?
I am saying they're both exactly as good as each other. What are the odds that it'd be an exact tie?
Wow, what
But
are
it does
the
happen
odds?
on occasion.
It happens a lot in the GameCube era or anytime Metroid comes out because you can't.
There are a lot
stop
of
it.
perfect tens in the GameCube era.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much for the question, Presto. It's so fun to revisit every year. What happens when we hit? Because we're gonna hit this pretty quick, right? Well, not.
We'll just have to
not super
start
quick.
predicting our favorite games.
I think we go back and we do the worst game that released every year.
It'd have to be the worst game that we've played. And I tend to not play terrible games. So
Yeah.
that might be actually kind of difficult.
Yeah, what was our least favorite game from each year? I don't know. We'll come up with something. We got to get another yearly thing.
There's
in here,
definitely a
'cause it's just
Sonic
so fun.
game in there for sure.
All right. Next question comes from Tyler, the LOL boy. That's Presto and Tyler, the hosts of Off the Wah, a fantastic Nintendo podcast. He asks, what did you think of Super Mario Bros. 35, the Battle Royale Mario game? And do you think it will come back? What did you think of it, Micah?
It was pretty fun. I didn't play it all that much, though. Not as much as you did.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah. Do I think it will come back? No.
Nope. But
Nope. Sorry.
Super Mario Bros. 40 or something, there's a chance.
Like, I think that they really have something here with that game. I don't know why. You know, this was part of the year where Mario had 1 year left to live. This was part of the execution of Mario. And like I feel like there's space for that. Like they could have added more versions of Mario. Like you could have done Mario 3, Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. I feel like it should be baked into whatever the next Mario Maker is.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it should just be like a
Yeah,
like a
it's
mode.
kind of a bummer that it's just like gone. They should
Yeah.
do more things like that.
Yep. I agree. I had a lot of fun with it. I wish that it had more depth because it was just so fun at its core. Anyway, take us for the next question, Micah.
Asked by Solo something, will the Nintendo Pals engage Fire Emblem Engage at any point this year, or will they play it vicariously through others?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I'm thinking I will engage in Fire Emblem Engage at some point, so I don't want to play it vicariously. I don't want to like look it up. I feel like I should give Fire Emblem a shot. And if any of them are the ones to do, this is it. This is like a good jumping point to the series. And I have always been a little bit turned away by the dating side of things, and they really toned that back for this one. So yeah, I'm like, that doesn't really appeal to me. I don't really want to do the whole like romancing and figuring out who is compatible with who. Not my, not
That's
nah.
man. That's almost what got me into playing that Fire Emblem game. All that romancing and tea time, yo.
Oh man, well, it's still available.
Now I have no reason to play this new one. It even has engage in the name.
Maybe you get engaged as part of
I
the
mean,
story.
maybe the next Fire Emblem game will be Fire Emblem Engaged, and will be essentially this game, but kind of in the background, and you're just handling matchmaker stuff.
No, no, that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
I think that's a great idea.
Fire Emblem Wedding Planner. No, stop.
Yeah, that'll be the next one. The DLC to Fire Emblem Engaged.
All right. The next question comes from. Oh, wait, are you going to answer the question? Are you going to engage in Fire Emblem Engage, or are you going to play vicariously?
Probably not.
Are you going to play vicariously through others?
Probably not.
No.
I'm too busy. I forgot to mention what you're playing, so you have to cut this clip out from here and put it back into that what you're playing
from last
section
episode?
from our last episode. I believe in you.
No,
so
I'm not doing that.
But Gladius, I'm too busy playing Gladius.
Oh, I'm so glad.
The better grid-based combat game. Unfortunately, my GameCube has given up the ghost a little bit.
Why can't you?
Hey, you asked
both?
me to name a game, like my top game out of 2 games, and I don't do it, and you get upset. And now I do it, and you get upset as well. I decided that Gladius is better than Fire Emblem.
That's not the same. That wasn't in your top 2. Fire Emblem was never in your top 2. You're comparing a game that you've never played before to a game
Whoa, I've played that Fire Emblem Heroes game.
Stop. Just stop. You're offending everybody. Fire Emblem fans, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he's like this. Just.
Oh, but that reminds me. Ocarina of Time isn't as good as you remember. It doesn't hold up all that well.
I had ChatGPT write up an essay on why not why Fire Emblem, but why Ocarina of Time is better than Metroid Prime.
And it was like, we can't say this because it would be a lie.
It was so good. And I was like, be sure to blame Phil Spencer for making games like Metroid popular. And it did that. It wrote a very good essay. I was like, holy cow. The future, Micah. They're coming for you. I'm training the AI to know.
Who can play at this game? See, that's the problem. You got to get all this technology and stuff on your side. I just have cold, hard facts on my side. I have the truth.
I should have just not told you and should have just started reading like bits of it to you. I'm like, yeah, it's just like it
probably
says.
Would have sounded like a psychopath.
It said things like, "Wow, Ocarina of Time and Metroid Prime are both masterpieces in their own right. Metroid Prime just doesn't offer the same creative, adventurous mechanics that Ocarina of Time introduced with its time travel mechanics. It's very well written. I will send this to you.
Creative, adventurous mechanics like walking through an empty field?
You can't argue with the AI, man. It knows.
I can
Anywho,
argue with whatever I want
yes,
to.
you can. How about we move to the next question from Fedorable Will? Say hypothetically, a new console is slated for 2024. Will, I'm sorry, it's not, but we'll play. We'll play hypothetically. What does that mean for major game releases? Would they ever pull a Breath of the Wild again and release a major game on both the new and old platforms at the same time, as opposed to porting later? Or was that that one-off simply because Breath of the Wild was already in development on Wii U?
The question is, why was Breath of the Wild delayed on the Wii U? Was it so they could put it out on Switch at the same time? It's kind of my belief.
They did the same thing with Twilight Princess. It was a cross-release on GameCube and Wii. Which, did you know that there's no camera control on the Wii version, but there is on the GameCube version and the HD remake? Learned that this week in my 2 seconds of play as I touched grass.
Wild.
As I touched grass. I was like, what? You can move the camera? That game, I'm going to play through it again now. I mean, I was going to do that anyways, but that may be a big difference.
I mean, camera controls, yo.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wind Waker.
Yeah. So you know how I was always talking about how Twilight Princess got rid of them. It didn't. It was just the Wii version got rid of it. But the Wii had widescreen and the GameCube did not. So HD just combines the two. Like, here you go. Here's what the game was supposed to be. Camera controls and in widescreen format. So let's talk about this. When they do those cross releases and whatnot, it tends to be from a console that's not doing so well to a console that is doing really well. Like the GameCube didn't sell all that well, and the Wii U sold very not well. Yeah, but the GameCube, I feel like Twilight Princess launched pretty close to the Wii's launch, and I don't know if they knew it was successful yet. I mean,
yeah, I mean they wouldn't know.
Yeah,
but they might be like.
But in both cases, it was. The
GameCube isn't doing that well. The GameCube hasn't sold that many, so we're gonna bank on this new console and make it a launch title to get people invested in this new console.
Is there any other game that does this though? I can't think of another game that's done that. So everything on PlayStation 5 this last 2 years. Everything released cross-platform on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 because you couldn't find a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you played Horizon Forbidden West on the PS4, didn't you?
Yep, and Elden Ring.
Yeah, so there you go. They're doing it. So maybe that's just going to be like a new norm. I don't know. I feel like that kind of kills the new system's sales because then people don't have a reason to get the new thing.
Yeah, but the PS5 is so hard to get anyways that it kind of makes sense.
$2 euro coming in chat. It's Fire Emblem Engage, more like Fire Emblem 13 points.
Yeah, only 13 points.
I mean, that's a good amount of points.
I mean, but it's no like 47 points. That
it's no
Tears of the Kingdom.
It's no Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, you know what's funny is that's for our Fantasy Critic League. Hey, anybody that hasn't tuned in for that Fantasy Critic League, we did that was a fun time. It's over on our Patreon. The funny thing for that is that I actually claimed the game for my Office Fantasy Critic League, so it's a win for me too. Yay! Woohoo! It's so good. Anywho, Will, sorry, we keep getting distracted from your question here. So, what does this mean for game releases? So, if a console was slated to release for 2024, 100% they would be cross-releasing Tears of the Kingdom because they can get away with it for Zelda.
Potentially, I mean, that's a year later. Yeah, it doesn't count.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not in 2024. We're in 2023.
Yeah, I was like, they got to
Oh,
release at the same time,
man,
right?
here I am like completely mixing up the year for this question. So it could okay, so this could be the case. It's not. It's not. So no. No Zelda.
I mean, I don't think that will happen with the Switch because the Switch has sold so well. There's not
A
as much
reason.
incentive to
Mm,
put it on a new system. But I mean, if the timing works out just right, I think they could, but I
yeah.
kind of doubt it.
I think as far as first party stuff goes, I feel like Nintendo knows that if they do the cross-platform thing, it will hurt the sales of their consoles. So they want to sell hardware. They make profit off hardware, unlike like Xbox. I think PlayStation even sells at sort of much less of a profit margin. And so they want to be smart about it. And I don't think they will do the cross-platform release often. I'm trying to think of other games that did that. Seth's in chat. Maybe he would know. Of other games that released between systems. Um, there was the era of like where everything released like 5 different versions. You had the Nintendo version, the Sega version, the portable version, but those were like fundamentally different games. Yeah, I think the line will be pretty clear, and they will hold games to be on the new platform as opposed to doing that cross-platform release. That's my take. I think Micah's nodding his head in agreement. So that means we can move on to the next
Yeah,
question.
I definitely wasn't nodding because I'd just been ignoring you the whole time and figured I should probably nod at this point.
You want to ask this next one?
I am asked by Mute Dog, is there a Nintendo themed sport that you'd like to see come to life? For me, it's Splatoon. I know paintball is a thing, but I would love to splat my opponents, submerge and swim through the ink, own a couple cool weapons, and look fresh while doing so.
Um, I have thought about this before, and
What other sport do they have besides strikers?
no, I don't think it has to be a sport necessarily, but just something you would like.
A Nintendo themed sport in the question?
Yes, he's saying Splatoon is not
Yeah,
necessarily a
that's a
sport.
sport.
So I've thought about this before, and I feel like I'm forgetting the specific game, but the ones that come to my mind right now, as this
Well,
is
do
asked,
you consider paintball a sport?
hmm,
And this is kind of a sidetracking thing.
I,
But
no,
wow.
I don't
How
know.
dare
I
you?
because when I think of sports, I think of like organized sports that have
Yeah.
teams and competitions
Organized teams, yeah. They compete by shooting at each
in
other with
like
paintballs.
leagues and
Yeah,
stuff.
they got paintball leagues.
Do they? Okay, well then it's a
Yeah.
sport, sure.
They even have balls, the paintballs that they shoot,
They even have
aka a
balls.
sport.
So what came
And
to mind?
I was just saying, Splatoon is essentially just really cool
Oh, I know
paintball.
exactly what I was going to answer. I've thought about this question in the past, and it was for Nintendo Switch Sports, not Nintendo Switch Sports. Wii Sports Resort sword fighting. I want that to be an actual sport. I would love that. People duking it out and then hitting each other into the water. That would be so fun to watch and
I
to
mean,
play in real life.
I'm pretty sure all that's real except for the over the water part.
I mean, like fencing. It's different than
Yeah, it's
fencing.
called Chambara.
Is Chambara real?
Excuse me, is Chambara real? I hope so. I don't know. I just assumed it was like it sounded like a made up word, so I assumed it was the name of some real thing.
Is Chambara a real sport? Is the top search when you type Chambara. It's a modern and relatively safe sport based on traditional swordsmanship. What? Oh, yeah, and it's what is Chumbara, the recently added to Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, so it's a real thing.
Okay, sweet. So
But I
then,
mean, put it 10 feet over water, and it gets cooler.
yeah. So this is, but I was thinking about it pre Chumbara existing. Like this is Wii days. I was like, oh man, this would be so cool in real life, especially when the platform does the like
I mean, they say
when you.
relative like modern and whatnot, but I'm pretty
Pretty sure
sure
it's been a while.
according to this, it came out in like 1971. There's some pamphlet about it.
It's real. The intro to Kingdom Hearts 2 is essentially Chumbara. He says it's real and then lists Kingdom Hearts as
Kingdom
an
Hearts, yeah.
example.
I mean, it's got to be real. It's in
Oh yeah,
Kingdom
it's in
Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Sorry, Seth. Give me a hard time. I think that one's so that I thought about that back in the Wii days, but asking this question now, the answers that came to my mind: Mario Kart. I want a real racing sport where you have items that you freaking shoot at each other and
That would be
like
cool.
and these crazy stadiums. Like no more of this. Like what is it? This is boring. This or racing in a circle. We should have really cool and intricate tracks. Like this should be a thing. This should be a thing.
Yeah, it's some sweet jumps over certain death.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
A
Uh,
drone that tries to catch you with a fishing pole if you start falling off.
oh man, I
Good
mean,
luck.
it's sort of like motocross. I guess is probably the closest thing because they've got like way.
They
I
got
mean,
cool jumps.
they're in Wario Stadium essentially every time they're they're going. And then arms. I'd watch that. I'd watch that for sure. It's boxing, but like long distance. Heck yeah. That sounds awesome.
And some people have noodles for arms, literal noodles. What more could you want?
Seth says Kingdom Hearts is the only thing that's real to me. The funny thing is that literally that scene happens in a simulation in the game. So it's like a game within a game. He's like, it's real. It was there. That's so good. What are your real sports? What do you want? What Nintendo sports do you want, Micah?
I mean, Mario Strikers would be cool.
So you want soccer, but better.
Soccer, but violent.
Yeah.
People have a reason for laying on the ground for a while and being injured. But I mean, I obviously don't want people to actually get hurt. But it would be exciting. Fireballs, bombs, giant shells, somehow the ability to become invincible. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I actually, for the invincibility one, they just give that person a couple tasers. So if people get close, he just tase people.
That's so good. So good. I like that question a lot. That was a good one. I do think Splatoon's a very good pick from Mute Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what other sports are out there that I think of would be fun to see actually happen. But those are my picks.
Does Pokemon battling count as a sport?
Oh, that would actually be pretty fun. But also,
Pokemon in real life, with how many Pokemon that can apparently just destroy continents, would be a very bad time.
Earthquake.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. What I would like is more along the lines of like Yu-Gi-Oh or
Yu-Gi-Oh! You can do that in real life. It's just cards.
yes, but they have like the crazy cool
Like
hologram.
a hologram. I mean, that is pretty cool, I guess.
I think
But
I think
just VR headsets Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah, I want
Practically almost the same thing.
I would love to see competitive Pokemon that didn't use real animal creatures but used it was a game, but it was like holographic. You watched it in a stadium. That would be very cool.
Yeah. A stadium with very strong protection.
Yeah.
I guess they're just holograms, I guess, but whenever you see like those people watching the gym battle and someone uses attack like hyper beam or something, I was like, so many people would be dead.
Because it just goes
So many
through.
people would just get absolutely blasted.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's our answers. And with that, that ends the community corner. So thank you so much to everybody who submitted questions. If you, listener, would like to submit a question or topic for us to cover, you can hit us up on Discord. We're also on all the social medias. So yeah, send us your questions. We love to get them. We love to answer them. Now, on to the meat of the episode. As we spill into like the 40-minute mark. Let me go a little long here. Maybe we'll have to go quick.
Yeah, we're also going to be cutting some of these out, I think, potentially.
Yeah. Let's go to the PAL topic. In today's PAL topic, we are casting Nintendo characters for the Lord of the Rings. So, we have a list of Lord of the Rings characters, and we are going to pick a Nintendo character to fill that role in this Lord of the Rings fan fiction. I have a list here of the characters with a little description on each, and we're just gonna go through and we'll pick Nintendo characters that we feel like vibe with that character in Lord of the Rings. Right? First off, we got Frodo Baggins, a young, well-to-do hobbit. When he discovers that the magic ring left to him by his eccentric Uncle Bilbo is the One Ring, he reluctantly takes it on a quest to destroy it. Who is Frodo?
That's certainly a question. A good question.
I feel like this is Toad. You know, like the
I think this is Toad.
Toads are the hobbits of the Mario universe.
I mean, size-wise.
Personality-wise, too. They're always like chicken heads, man. Except for Blue Toad and Yellow Toad.
But toads like to just... I mean, hobbits tend to hide away from people. Seclude themselves. I think Luigi would potentially be the one character of all of Mario to be able to handle the One Ring.
I think we need to have someone a little more simple. Like I feel like Luigi has...
Are you saying hobbits are simple, especially Frodo Baggins?
Yes.
You're about to offend a lot of Lord of the Ring fans.
Oh, am I? Am I? Because we all know that the real hero is Sam.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But then again, I kind of want to leave Luigi open for Aragorn.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know? Very similar.
What if we just do like the ice climbers for Frodo and Sam?
I actually really like that.
I know like so little about their story.
Is their story? They climb a mountain.
They climb a mountain. Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like that. They climb a mountain. Yeah.
Plus,
okay,
I don't remember which one. Okay, Nana or Popo. One of them is the absolute hero that sacrifices themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good Sam.
Okay, so we're going with that for Frodo and Sam. This is a 2-for-1 pick. Next on the list, you want to read the description for the next character?
It's a real long.
Yes.
Gandalf the Grey / Gandalf the White. Who knows? A wizard best known among hobbits for his fireworks and mischievous sense of humor. We're like changing the formatting.
Sorry.
Mischievous sense of humor, but actually one of the greatest powers of Middle-earth. He reveals the truth about the ring to Frodo and acts as a guiding counselor, the leader of the Fellowship. They gave him other names. I'm not reading this. What about the king that's dead in Legend of Zelda games? He's not really magical, but he's kind of a ghost, so I think that counts a little bit. Plus, he's like a sage in some of them or something. But he does offer good guidance and advice.
King Rohobosphormaramus of Hyrule, or
yes,
King Daphnes. I was gonna throw out maybe this is a weird pick here. Lady Palutena. Because she is like, because in Lord of the Rings, the wizards are essentially like immortal gods sent from. I'm really offending Lord of the Rings fans, but I feel like she kind of serves that role of guide and helps with magic, but maybe not directly involved.
She's the goddess of light and the source of Pitt's powers. Her role is to protect humanity from any potential threats. I mean, that's kind of
Oh,
what
that
Gandalf
sounds
does.
that sounds very okay. Okay, let's do it. Palutena. Okay. Mary and Pippin. Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong.
I could see that. Which one messes things up a whole bunch?
That says these are the toads. That's true. Toads would be a good fit here. And you have one of them is blue toad and one of them is standard toad. Blue
More
toad has
personality than
blue
generic
toad
toad.
has a name. What is his name? Blue
Yeah,
toad.
his name is Blue Toad. It's Blatoad, actually.
Blue toad.
You didn't know his name was apparently Buckenberry?
That's not true. There's no way that's real. We both furiously look this up. No.
Oh my! Oh no! See, it's not quite true.
That's
You
not
forgot the
who I'm
hyphen.
talking about. Blue Toad Buckenberry. This is no, not that Blue Toad.
Yeah, the other Blue Toad.
The other Blue Toad. This is blue. This is not playable Blue Toad unless he takes off his glasses for that.
Yeah, some of these pictures of Buckenberry have glasses and some do not.
What is wrong with?
So Buckenberry and regular Toad.
He's
Is that what we're going with here?
Character. Buckenberry and regular Toad. Yeah, I think we have to. You know, now that we know Buckenberry exists. Who's next? Is it my turn to read?
Aragorn. I think everyone knows who Aragorn is.
I'll read this because I didn't read Merry and Pippin's. The heir of Isildur. Say that right? And the rightful king of
Something like that.
Gondor. A mighty warrior and healer. He was raised by the elves of Rivendell and now lives in exile as the leader of the Dunedain, the Rangers of the North. The time has now come for him to reclaim the throne. He leads the Fellowship after Gandalf's fall.
I mean, there's an obvious choice here.
Is it Link?
No. Are you crazy?
What were you gonna say?
Samus.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good pick.
I mean, Link does fit pretty well. I mean, at least in Ocarina of Time, when he's actually raised by like the elf people, kind of.
Yeah. I just feel like Samus doesn't fit the like I'm gonna become a king, where Link just fits that more for me. You're like, oh yeah, he's gonna become a great leader and general.
They're the same person.
They're not the same.
They don't
person.
talk or say anything. They rarely interact with people.
Yes,
I mean, Link slightly more, but
yeah, Samus doesn't interact. Like there is so little interaction between her character and other characters. Where Link interacts with characters all the time, he doesn't say anything.
That's not the mark of a good leader.
I'm just saying that I can't picture.
Samus could have the potential of being a good leader and give rousing speeches. She just never gets the opportunity. Link gets the opportunity a lot and just doesn't.
Marth for Aragorn.
But Martha's gross.
Or Ike.
You're just saying that because they have swords. And potentially they have some sort of fitting backstory.
Ike has a fitting backstory. Because
he is forced into exile.
Yeah. Scratch everything I said. Ike's the win.
Ike?
Yeah.
If he had a gun, would you be saying that same thing?
If he had a gun? I'm not saying Samus. I agree with you. I think Samus's backstory fits perfect. I just don't think her personality is jives with Aragorn's.
I think her backstory up until he becomes king is very fitting.
But Ike, his whole character fits the backstory. He is exiled. He works as a mercenary outcast, but he fights for his friends. I mean,
but he also has no sympathy. Apparently Ike is not royalty and refused the chance to become royalty.
That's Aragorn. Is that not?
No, he becomes king, you nerd.
He was he Okay, well, are we
Whoa,
going?
that's movie Aragorn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we going movie Aragorn
You
or book
heathen.
Aragorn? I'm going movie Aragorn. Movie Aragorn is Ike. You can't convince me this is not the right pick. Now that it has been mentioned, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. It's too good. It's too good of a pick.
But Ike literally, like, they're trying
You
to promote
just
this,
don't want to do Ike.
refuses. I would rather go with Marth than Ike because
Why?
it fits
You know
better.
nothing about Marth.
I know that he was exiled.
Was Marth exiled?
Yeah, they all have the same story, probably.
The book is different. Sean Capri. Yes, it's very
Wow,
different.
you heathen as well.
Heathen.
I've read
No,
most
we have
of
to.
the books.
We have to go off the movie characters. That's what I'm going off of. I'm not going off the book characters unless it's a character exclusive to the book. But we're not going to get to those characters at this rate. So Aragorn. Okay. So now we're between Marth and Ike, and you say Marth. I'm good with Marth. But I feel
we'll give it to Marth.
I feel like Ike's a better fit. Anyway, let's Legolas.
We finally did it.
Sharpshooter.
So Luigi could fit for this. Have you played Mario and Rabbids?
Yeah.
They give him a bow.
Yeah, sharpshooter. I feel like a Star Fox character would probably fit here, right?
I can almost see Rivali.
But what
Legolas
about
is a little uppity. Yeah, he says he is at first. I would say Legolas towards the beginning kind of fits Rivali, I think. But then he has a change of heart a bit as it goes on. Rivali probably is the right pick. At least early on Legolas. I think later Legolas
is
a little different.
So then is Gimli who's Gimli? is the question here. So we're putting Rivali in. We've been finally convinced.
Garuk. Garuk is from like Magic the Gathering, I think, actually.
Daruk is
yeah.
you're thinking.
He's got a beard. He's also stout like a dwarf. They mine things like a dwarf. You can't tell the ladies from the men like a dwarf.
Whoa. Those are all good points. I mean, it screams Gimli to me. I'm good with Daruk. And it fits well with Rivali.
Seth asks, ask yourself which character is most likely to say, and my axe.
Daruk.
And that's Daruk.
Definitely Daruk. Boromir. So who's a character that's gonna go a little crazy and then sacrifice himself? Who's Sean Bean? Who's Sean Bean in this in Nintendo, in the world of Nintendo? How about King DDD?
I can kind of see that. Kind of a bad guy, but also kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DDD is the recipient of the most regularly possessed award, and that's like essentially what happens to Boromir, right? He's possessed by the rings, temptation. There you go, King DDD. Okay, Sauron.
I mean, we all know Sauron
Ganondorf.
is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ganondorf. I was thinking Waluigi.
Get out of here. I mean, this is someone who, in human form, is extremely cunning, conniving, evil, powerful wizard, and then when he dies, he just becomes an incarnate, fiery version of himself. Eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Zelda bosses, eyeballs.
All got eyeballs. No, yeah, Ganondorf fits. Or maybe Duck Hunt or We Fit Trainer as some suggestions in chat.
We Fit Trainer should have been Legolas.
The fair folk.
The fair folk, yeah. And Too Perfect.
Yeah, I probably would have been okay with that, actually, just because.
Who do we have? Rivali? Are you okay with changing it?
We can't change it now, though. It's too late.
Okay, it's too late.
We talked about it too long.
The Nazgul.
Dark Samus.
Emmys for the Nazgul.
Emmys, that's pretty good.
Oh, that is pretty good. Yep. Seth has like the craziest suggestions mixed in with the best suggestions. Because these are things that were good, that were hijacked by the evil Baddo to do their bidding.
Do evil Baddo things.
Oh my gosh. All right. Here's a tough one. Gollum.
I feel like you said that like it wasn't tough.
Smeagol. No, I meant that. I have no idea who to pick for this. I'm trying to think. Is there any like Nintendo character that has crazy split personality? Oh, Pyra Mithra.
I mean, kind of. Is one of them evil?
No. But one of them is
They do have the
definitely,
split personality thing going for them.
yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a little too on the nose, and they're a little too powerful. This has to be some, like former hero, not former hero, former regular person that's kind of gone a little crazy. I feel like there has to be.
Waffle? I don't even know who that is. I'm not gonna lie.
Fawful's a great pick. We may have to
Oh,
trust you
from
guys on this
Bowser's
one.
Inside Story. I'd forgotten.
Yeah, he's an antagonist. What's his personality like? I don't know enough about him. I've seen him all before, but I didn't play this game. Yeah,
Works for me.
yeah. I'm good with this one. I think this is a good pick. I think we'll trust you guys on this one. Fawful. Tom Bombadil, I think we already decided is Tingle. Elrond. I have no idea who to put for this one.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Actually, maybe this is just Zelda and King of Hyrule. Elrond, King of Hyrule. Zelda, Arwen.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. Go with that
Oh,
King of Hyrule.
okay. So Elrond
He's
is
like half alive and half a ghost. I mean, he's mostly a ghost, but
in
it's
some
close enough
games.
to that being half elven.
Actually, I'm gonna put specifically King Boss from Breath of the Wild because it's just too good of a fit. But let's go with Galadriel next. This is Rosalina, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what
yeah, I mean,
we decided.
that this is Rosalina. We talked about this this was the one that I came up with in the pre-show. Rosalina, it's too good of a pick. Saruman the White.
Kamek.
Kamek?
It's like evil wizard. What more do you need?
Who did we have for Palutena?
What?
We had Palutena for Gandalf?
Yeah,
Maybe Zant?
I suppose.
All right. Zant. Theoden? The King of Rohan? Actually, is this King DDD?
That's what I was like. I feel like this kind
Gosh
of
dang it.
Multiple roles. He can play multiple.
Yep. Eowyn, Samus for this. We haven't said Samus yet.
Some people think that's a good idea. Others don't think it's that good of an idea.
Well, how bad of an idea do you think it is?
I think it's relatively bad of an idea.
Really? I feel like it's a good pick.
The falling hopelessly in love with someone. I don't like that. Plus, she goes into one battle, kills one guy, and then's like, I think I'm done. Probably.
So who is this? Peach? Daisy?
I could see that.
I feel like Peach would fall for Marth.
Yeah, sure. He's got a sword.
Epona for Shadowfax.
Yup.
Yeah. Treebeard, the Great Deku Tree.
Yep.
We're cruising now.
Now we got to add in Smaug and make him Ridley. He's not even on this list, but that's who Ridley is.
Okay, Smaug is Ridley. Faramir. This is Boromir's brother that almost gets sacrificed to fire because I think he's dead. He's sent to die, and he does that blindly.
Like a dingus, he goes for it. Is this Yoshi?
Oh, this is Yoshi.
Hey, look at that third sugar small.
This is Yoshi. This is Yoshi. Yeah. The sacrificial lamb, but a true hero. Okay, and then Wormtongue. I feel like there has to be a good answer for this. There's probably a Fire Emblem character that fits.
Oh, I'd guarantee it.
But you and I haven't played any of those, so
yeah.
bias. Genesis from Team Plasma. That's a perfect pick. He works as an advisor, and he acts as if he's helping to support King, the raising of King N. Yeah, he made him evil. He was actually a good guy. Yeah.
What a turd.
Yeah.
That bum.
And he's like kind of a slimy. He gives the vibes, you know.
Did we like name the Witch King of the Nazgul?
No,
'Cause
who
I
would
feel
that
like
be?
Dark Samus would fit pretty well in there with the theming of the Emmys as the other Nazgul.
Okay, yeah.
Plus, I want Dark Pit to be used somewhere.
You mean Dark Samus?
Nope.
You mean Dark Pit?
That's obviously what I meant.
All right, so here we'll go through the list again. You want to alternate with these?
No, yeah, Dark Samus though. Sure. Frodo Baggins, one of the two ice climbers. Also, Samwise Gamgee, one of the two ice climbers.
Gandalf the Grey is Palutena.
Merry is Toad.
And
Blue Toad, I believe.
What's his name?
Buckleberry? Buckenberry?
Buckenberry.
Yeah.
And then regular Toad for Pippin.
Then Aragorn is Marth.
Legolas is Rivali.
Gimli is Daruk.
Boromir is King DDD. Which we have in here twice, right?
Yep. Sauron is Ganondorf.
The Nazgul are the Emmys with their leader, Dark Samus.
We got Fawful as Golem. Tom Bombadil is Tingle.
Of course. Elrond is the King of Hyrule. Lord Bosphorama. What's the King of Hyrule's name? I gotta just look it up.
I feel like you have to be adding so many extra letters.
I am. Right? It's Rome Bosphoramos. Roam Bosphoramos Hyrule. I cannot. He has the weirdest name. King Rome. Bosphoramos.
Arwen is Zelda.
Galadriel is Rosalina.
Wait a second. This is Saruman the White is Zant. I feel like he loses the white part.
Yeah, Saruman the not white is Zant. King DDD is Theoden.
And Eowyn, we have Peach.
Wormtongue, we have Genesis.
Epona.
Yeah, it was weird looking.
Shadowfax, the greatest horse in Middle Earth, is Epona.
Treebeard is the Great Deku Tree. And Faramir is Yoshi. Oh, wait, there's one more.
With Smaug as Ridley.
There you go. And that's the Lord of the Rings cast, but with Nintendo characters. This was a fun exercise. Went a lot longer than I thought it would, but this was worth it, I think. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Nintendo Pals Podcast. If you want to support the show, you can do that by checking out our Patreon, patreon.com/Nintendo Pals. You can also follow the show on social media. We're at Nintendo Pals Podcast. Just look us up. You'll find us. Micah, where can people find you specifically?
You can find me at Micah Prime on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, and you can find
me. I almost said Netflix for some reason.
Netflix. Look up Micah Prime on Netflix. Coming to next year, the new show. And then you can find me at Andross1 on YouTube and Twitch. That's Andross and the number 1. Because I am the number 1 Andross, you know how it goes.
He's also very humble.
Oh, extremely. Just like I am
actually the best at being humble out of everyone, right?
I'm the best at being humble. And you know what we're also the best at? Rapping. Our shout out to our Patreon supporters with the Patreon Poke Rap. So we'll close out the show with that.
We gotta rap some Patreon. You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part. Let's get it on. We want to be the best that ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon. LPD, Rizzle, Retrologic Day, U-Dog Gamer, Schlim, Tor, Spanish, and Solo Something, Brian, Little Miss 7, and Constant. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Patreon. K-Mac and Team, their strongest move. Tim the Nintendo Dad, and Seth Sturgill, Monkey Thunder, Purple Yoda, Dat Fast John, and Lava Plays too. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Gotta catch 'em all, Patreon. Let's get 150.
$2.50 or more, yeah, please. To be a Patreon donor is your destiny.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will talk to you next episode. Bye-bye.